So I have some very good news for you all today. Hey everyone, what's up? Open World Games here, and yes, we're going to be talking about new updates that are live right now. 2 legendary drop rates and masterwork drop rates, so some really cool stuff here. And then also, we're going to be talking about power scaling updates, some important stuff here. There was a very big post out on Reddit about this, and Bioware responds. So let's dive straight in right now to this. So this comes from Chad Robertson, head of live service of Bioware. He says this: "We've been listening to your feedback and analyzing in-game telemetry. We are boosting drop rates in the game for Grandmaster 2 and Grandmaster 3 difficulty levels, as well as select enemies in the game." He furthermore goes on to say this: "As mentioned previously, this is the first of a series of updates we're making to loot and in-game progression. You can expect more updates in our next patch." Then he clarifies, this change is live, in the game right now. So jump in and enjoy it. We look forward to hearing your thoughts. Note, this change might take a few hours to propagate around all of our servers for players currently in the game. So there you have it. This is a step definitely in the right direction. So that is really, really good news. So I am really happy that Bioware has listened to player feedback and at least has done this. So that's good news. Now, check out my streams, by the way. In the description below, I plan to stream Anthem today to check out the brand new updates to see how many legendaries and how many masterworks we can get. Alright, so also there's another thread here from AJ, who says this: "Game update March 15, 2019. Various improvements to loot drops on Grandmaster 2 and Grandmaster 3. Furthermore, says this: "Hello again, freelancers. In the latest server-side update, we've made some notable changes to the loot drop rate in specific scenarios, which will take effect immediately in a server-side tuning update. You will not need to download anything." Furthermore, he goes on to say this: "These changes include masterwork and legendary drop rates have been increased for Grandmaster 2 and Grandmaster 3 difficulty levels. Masterwork and legendary drop rates have been increased for harder enemies at all difficulty levels. This includes Legendary Titan, Epic Titan, Legendary Fury, Legendary Acid Ursix, and Legendary Luminary Elder." So sweet. So that's really good news. And that's going to encourage us, by the way, to really dive into the higher difficulties, which, as you guys know, many people have been avoiding. They have been worthless. And my opinion is, I like a game that's challenging. When I'm on Grandmaster 1 and stuck on that difficulty, because everyone's like, let's just do Grandmaster 1 and get through this real fast. I personally like a challenge in my games to, like, have my palms sweat somewhat. So it's good to know that they've made those worthwhile. We'll find out if all of this is working properly, of course. That's one thing that we need to get in there and test to see if everything is working as advertised. Alright, next up, he goes on to say this: "As a reminder of Chad's post on Twitter last week, the team is planning to make significant changes to loot in the coming months. But we're starting with some incremental changes like today's, so we can better navigate that evolution." So keep that in mind. We're going to be getting bigger changes down the road, and then smaller changes from now up until then. So, yeah, I'm so curious to see what these bigger changes will be to the loot system. You know, once that goes live, it could change the game, like, for the better, permanently for sure. Alright, next up, this was a reply from Auditing, who says this: "Hey there, will strongholds be affected? Also, will the bosses have a chance for legendaries now?" And the response comes from Chris, the response comes from AJ, who says this: "These changes take effect in all activities, including strongholds, in Grandmaster 2 and 3. They take effect in all difficulties for the noted high-level enemy types." So, there you have it. It's going to affect the strongholds as well. Then the response came from Internio, who says, "Are the increased drop rates significant in any way, though, or are they increases from 0.1% to 0.2%? Great question there. So the response comes from AJ once again, who says this: "I don't have exact percentages to share, but they are pretty significant. Yes. Please play and let us know what you see, but also realize experiences are still going to vary person to person. Besides, it's going to be like, you know, it's an RNG situation, random number generator and everything. So just remember that, and let me know what you guys find out. You guys can hit me up out on social media, Twitter, Discord, wherever. Check it out in the description below. And mentioning that, a very special thank you goes out to these guys right here for hitting me up on social media and notifying me of the latest news. I always appreciate when you guys do this. my phone. You know, I get the notifications all the time on my phone. So thank you all so much for hitting me up, and I try my best to credit you all for really getting me that info. And like, hey, Robbie, you have got to see this. Brand new updates are here for, you know, Anthem. Alright, so let us keep going. Now, if you missed it, by the way, there's some new armors in Anthem right now. So check that out. Go to the store, and we've got the new Salvager armor pack here. It says the armor pack is the full set that unlocks, allow you to modify the appearance of your javelin when equipped. We already know that, but that's going to run 850 shards, 61,000 credits also for the Jigsaw armor pack. So these were leaked previously, but are now available on the store right now. And then we have some new fabrics, decal, metals, and then a new emote there, which is called the Cool Spin. So check it out. Good news all around. New armor, new updates to the loot system. So definitely a step in the right direction for sure for Anthem going forward. So great news there. Alright, so let's keep going here and talk about power scaling. I told you guys I would talk about that a little bit in this video. So there was a post recently about that called Power Scaling, Why Loot Doesn't Matter Anymore Math. And it comes from Temperhoof. And it's a long-winded post, very detailed, involved a ton of research, so kudos to him for doing that. It's the gist of this one is basically how power scaling is influencing how you're getting loot in the game, and how it's basically pretty much worthless in terms of inscriptions. So inscriptions are becoming more and more worthless, considering how the math is working in terms of scaling. So we got some replies from Bioware about this one. Jesse, community manager at Bioware, says this: I've checked with the team, and this will be fixed in the next game update 1.04. So he noted that. Now, he did also go into some more details here. He says, spoke with the designer on this, so I understand how it's being fixed. Instead of using how many items you actually have equipped, the calculation will be done on how many slots you have unlocked. This means at level 30, for example, your average power score will be divided by 11, even if you have empty weapon gear component slots. So let me know what you guys make of that. I saw some replies. People were like, well, that's still not going to do it. But we'll see what happens with that going forward. But let me know what you guys think about how power scaling is influencing inscriptions on basically making inscriptions worthless. I should say it that way. So the looter-shooter mechanics of going out and hunting for loot become less important because they're so fixated on the power scaling that's going on behind the scenes. So that's definitely something that does need to be addressed. It seems like they're going to be addressing it with some sort of quick fix for sure. But I think further fine-tuning things need to be done with that going forward, it seems. Alright, so let's go over your top comments. Please leave a comment down below. It could end up right here in a video, so let's do this. First comment comes from Rain O'Shea, who says this: though Dominion is in the north, probably part of their land. And he is referring to my latest video here, where I highlighted some recently revealed concept arts for Anthem. This is really cool stuff here. As you can see, we have like a snow-themed environment. This could end up in the game in time. Would be really cool to see, by the way. But yeah, he commented on how this could be the Dominion's lands, and that would be so cool for them to kind of further flesh out the story about the Dominions going forward. I would love that. Alright, the next top comment comes from Terrell Jones. He says, you know what really grinds my gears? Concept art weapons and armor that look better than what is in the game. Well, today is a good day because at least we have the brand new armors here, right here. Let me know what you would rate them right here. 1 out of 10. What would you rate the Salvager armor pack, and what would you rate the Jigsaw armor pack? They're not my favorites, but I think it's because more of the colors aren't my type. So I'm going to grab these and do some color scheming on them for sure and see what I can come up with. I think that's going to help out big time. But yeah, it looks like they're headed in the right direction at the very least with the armor, and we're getting new stuff in the store. Alright, so Matt says this: I think that the Colossus Sentinel armor is sick as long as I don't have to follow the rules of the Sentinels. Yes, and if you're probably wondering, well, what is he talking about right now? So, back to the concept art right here. So, this was also in the concept art. It was like a Sentinel Colossus armor render that kind of has like a storm arm on it. That is so cool. Now, I don't know if it's like a Javelin concept, like a storm Colossus mix here, which would be pretty interesting, but this is something that could potentially be coming to the game in the future. Again, it is just concepts, so who knows if it will be coming to the game or not. I did a video about all the concept art, by the way. Check it out in the description below if you want to see it or find it on the channel. It's pretty easy to find, but some really cool stuff in here for sure. I think these are like the early concepts of some of our javelins here, the Interceptor and the Ranger, but there's potential that we could be seeing some of this stuff in the game down the road. You never know. Alright guys, so thank you all so much for the comments and again the support on the videos. Let me know what you think of the updates here. I'm thrilled that they are actually really listening to fans and that they are upping the drop rates for legendaries and the masterworks and also making the higher difficulties more viable. That's super important, of course. But guys, thanks again for watching and I will see you next time. Take care.